Movie Scoops podcast. I'm your host, Sean, and today we've got a special guest. We got Samuel Thompson.
Hello. It's good to be here. I'm currently in Sean's back room in his house. It's like I don't know what you'd call this. It's just like a movie screening room.
Movie room, yeah.
You guys can't see it, but it's pretty cool. There's like movie posters all over the walls. And AFL. A lot of AFL memorabilia and a lot of movie memorabilia. Is this where your dad watches his AFL?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. Well, I mean, yeah, I like movies. I mean, wouldn't be doing a podcast if I didn't.
No. It'd be a bit weird if you did a podcast. It's just like, I hate cars, and it's just like, today we're talking about cars.
Yeah.
I hate them. That's all.
I hate movies. I hate movie news. I don't ever go to the movies.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make a podcast about how much I love movies. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, chill. I'm chill. We just finished watching most of GoldenEye, the
1995 GoldenEye.
James Bond movie. I hadn't actually seen it, and I played the video game on Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That was all my knowledge.
Yeah, we watched GoldenEye. We got about 3/4 of the way through, and we were just like, what is this movie? It's a bit weird. And we were like, nah. We'll review most of it, but we just couldn't get through it. Yeah, let's get into the news. All right.
Yeah.
John Krasinski stated that he wants to play Mr. Fantastic in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie.
Yep.
And his wife is rumored to play Sue Storm. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think that those two be good enough to play husband and wife in those sort of movie roles?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're both great actors. Like A tier actors. John Krasinski, obviously from The Office, and Emily Blunt from Everything. But you know, I think they showed in The Quiet Place that they could do that well. And I don't doubt that they could do that again in a superhero movie. I think John Krasinski would be an awesome, like, he is very similar looking to what was the original actor's name? From the very first.
I've forgotten his name, but I know the person who played him in the...
They are similar looking dudes.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Yeah.
And Fan Forstick.
Yeah, so those are...
Terrible
movie.
movie.
I think that'd be a great call. And getting Emily Blunt, they've obviously got that chemistry, they've got that history, they are literally married, so it wouldn't be hard to recreate that in a movie setting.
And how do you think they're going to introduce them into the MCU? Because they can't just be like, yo, we were here the entire time, we just didn't bother.
So they're getting put on the MCU?
Yeah.
So Fantastic Four is joining
the MCU, yeah.
like Marvel.
Yeah, because
They bought the rights.
They bought Fox, which Fox owns the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Wow, so X-Men are going into the...
X-Men are going...
Wow, that's cool. I didn't
We'll be talking a little bit about that later.
Okay.
About the X-Men.
So your question was, how do I think they're gonna...
How do you think they're going to go well on screen? But what I'm saying is...
Well, I mean, if Marvel has the rights, Marvel haven't really butchered anything as of yet.
Apart from the Dark Elves, but like...
Yeah. Besides Thor.
But,
is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, Thor.
Yeah. No. Besides like the second Thor movie, most of the movies have been pretty on point.
Yeah.
So, and especially with the recent stuff, I've found like they've been like very careful how they introduce things, and very excellent in that, like getting good directors with the same vision and good actors. So is John Krasinski actually going to be... They haven't. But it's just rumored.
It's been rumored for months that he's wanting to play it, and like he went on like an interview thing where they asked him, he was like, yeah, I would love to play Mr. Fantastic. It just seems like a great role, and Emily Blunt has been in talks to be in the MCU, which people are thinking is going to be Sue Storm, which I think it's just perfect casting for the both of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That'd be awesome, and I think they would blend well. They'd go in well, the MCU.
Yeah. Alright, well, who do you think should play the other two in the Fantastic Four? The Johnny Storm and the Thing from the top of your head, like, who do you think would be perfect in those roles?
Johnny Storm. So Johnny Storm's...
Johnny Storm was Chris Evans and
the fire guy.
The fire guy. The Human
Yeah.
Torch, and the Thing's the big guy.
Yeah.
From my point of view, I feel like, and because Johnny Storm's like a cocky, arrogant guy, I feel like someone like Zac Efron would be pretty good in that role.
Zac Efron, you reckon?
Zac Efron, yeah, I reckon he'd be good. I reckon.
But see, are they gonna like rebrand?
They could rebrand the Fantastic Four
because they don't necessarily have to go with the same formula that they originally went with, like him being a cocky, arrogant dude.
Well, I mean, it's that in the comics as well.
I think more so less cocky and arrogant, more charming, good looking. I could see Zac Efron, but I don't know. Zac Efron's he has to recast himself as a different dude. I can't see him in a superhero movie. I'd cringe if Zac Efron was in there a little bit.
That's fair enough. And the Thing, on my point of view, before the Black Widow movie came out, Black Widow movie trailer came out and like the cast came out, the first person I would have gone to was David Harbour.
Right.
But he's in that movie because he played Hellboy, and even though that movie's pretty crap, I feel like he played Hellboy very well. But you'd have to figure out an actor to play the Thing. Like, they got Jamie Bell, I think his name is, Jamie Bell, to play him last time. He was pretty scrawny, and then he became a big boy. But, yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out who should play the Thing. Because he'd mostly be pretty much CGI.
Yeah. I mean, they could go for a black guy.
They could, but I mean,
imagine if they went for, like, a black woman.
Oh, trust me.
Funny.
One of the big things that happened with the Fantastic movie was all the racist trolls to do with Michael B. Jordan being cast as Johnny Storm.
Was he Johnny Storm?
He was Johnny Storm in the last one.
Jeez.
That so many people hated it because they casted Kate Mara as Sue Storm, who's his sister, and casted Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm.
Is the girl white? I don't know.
Yes.
Well then, yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah, they just decided, hey, we're just gonna do this, and people were like, we hate this.
Yeah.
But that movie had a lot of controversy. Like the director, he directed the movie Chronicle. You know Chronicle?
No.
Chronicle's a good movie, found footage superhero movie, and he was really bad on set. He would like scream and yell at the actors, and would storm off set, and he like trashed the house that Fox gave him. Like, ended up being $100,000 of damage to the house that happened, and like this guy was like 21 when he got put onto the director role for this, and because of how good Chronicle was, he was put onto this movie, and he was put onto, what was the other movie? He got put onto the Boba Fett film that he was supposed to make, but because of all the controversy with the movie of what he was doing and how he was so controlling, they just fired him, and I don't think he's made a movie since.
Wow.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on. The Snyder Cut. Have you heard about the Snyder Cut? Justice League Snyder Cut?
No.
So,
explain that.
Pretty much, when they were filming the Justice League, Zack Snyder, the director, directed 90% of the movie, but Warner Brothers fired him. They just fired him, and they got Joss Whedon, the guy who directed the Avengers, to come in and reshoot the movie and finish it off. And that's why the movie was really bad, because they just deleted a whole bunch of stuff that Zack Snyder took, and then...
That's so wasteful.
It is.
That's so wasteful.
But I mean, ever since the movie came out, people have just been wanting this new version of the Justice League movie called the Snyder Cut for 2 years. And on the 2-year anniversary that Justice League came out, Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot posted on their Twitter like photos from the original movie, and it says #release the Snyder Cut, and it just went worldwide. And like Zack Snyder just keeps posting little snippets, little photos just to tease it. People are like, it's not real. And he posted film canisters going, yeah, it's real. It's like 4 hours. The uncut footage is 5 hours long, but he's condensing it down to 3 hours long.
What?
But Warner Brothers are refusing to release it. But they're having negotiations with HBO, which is the American version of Foxtel,
Yeah.
to release it on their streaming service, which, like, it looks like I am such a big fan of the Justice League. Like, they like in my opinion, they're better than the Avengers.
Oh yeah, well they're more OG.
Yeah.
They're the OGs.
Like, the original plan for, like, the DCEU, like, the DC Universe, was it was meant to be, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and then Justice League was meant to be a 3-parter movie. It was meant to be
We haven't had another Justice League, have we?
Since that bad one.
Yeah.
Because, like...
That was such a shocking movie.
It was... Because it was meant to be, like, the first part was meant to be, like, the Steppenwolf as the villain. Because what Steppenwolf is he's the under the second in charge of the big fleet of Darkseid, which is the DC version of Thanos.
Right.
Like, Thanos is based off Darkseid.
Yeah.
And the next 2 movies were meant to be Darkseid, and Darkseid's like this all-powerful person that, like, he's really powerful. Like, you can't kill him. And
True.
he's like Thanos in the way that, like, so many heroes can fight him at once, but he can fight them off. But it has nothing to do with, like, the Infinity Stones or anything. It's all to do with his power.
He's just a big boy.
He's just a big boy, exactly.
He's a big boy with a big muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like Ben Affleck released in, like, interviews saying that, like, you know, the movies were meant to be, like, Batman was going to sacrifice himself and Superman wasn't going to be in the first... It was meant to... in the original Death of Superman comic and movie that they made, Superman dies, like, as in Batman vs. Superman, but then he slowly regenerates himself, and, like, all these different Superman... or people who dress like Superman come back. Like, Lex Luthor makes a clone of himself and Superman to make Superboy. There's a Kryptonian protector made by Superman. There's Cyborg Superman, who's made by Darkseid. And then there's what's his face, Steel. And I would love to see how that would play out on the big screen, like in the Justice League movie. There's just 4 different Superman just there, doing their own business while Superman's regenerating himself to come back in the black suit.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but even Zack Snyder said that Superman was going to come back with a black suit in the movie.
Interesting.
And you can't get over that god-awful lip CGI they did on Henry Cavill.
Where was that?
Because Henry Cavill... was filming the Mission Impossible movie where he had a big bushy mustache, and he had a contract with Paramount stating that he's not allowed to shave the mustache. Yeah. And so they had to CGI the mustache out, and it looked so bad. It's not even funny. Like, his lip would sometimes disappear.
What? How can they get away with that?
They don't.
Like, how can they think that's okay? Oh, it's just a shambles. I don't think it'll ever get fixed until they remove the idiots who are running the head office.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones picking the people, and they're the ones making the calls, and...
Yeah.
Oh, whoever runs Marvel.
I forgot his name. What is his name? I should know this. Kevin Feige runs Marvel.
Oh,
yeah.
he does an awesome job.
Yeah, you know, I saw a thing this week where they were saying that Disney bought Marvel for $4 billion, sorry.
I was gonna say, what the hell?
And they have made with their movies $18 billion so far. So they've made that money back 100% with their movies. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Zack Snyder does with the movies. Like, all of the cast from the movies are really keen to come back and film. Like, even Ben Affleck, who cancelled his Batman movie, which is why they're making a new one with another, like, a recasted Batman.
Who's the recasted Batman they haven't announced?
Robert Pattinson.
Really?
Yeah. Rob Patton Bat.
And that.
Yeah, we'll talk about him a little later.
Strange.
I know. Like, and Ben Affleck's pretty keen to come back, shoot the rest of the movie. Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill.
They need to commit. Like, you don't see... DC's just like the Wild West at the moment.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's just like Marvel, it's like, you got one Spider-Man. And because they bought out Sony, they bought out all those...
No, they didn't buy out Sony.
Oh, they stopped Sony from making their own Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean,
Sony could do it, but it'd be stupid.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Marvel Studios announced that Moon Knight's the Marvel version of Batman, which they're making a TV show on Disney Plus, will start filming in November of 2020 with the lead actor still unknown. On the first podcast, we were talking about I was talking about because I was alone, about Daniel Radcliffe was meant to be, was rumoured to play Moon Knight, but he was like, no, I do not want to be in a superhero film. A superhero film or a TV show just seems stupid. Yeah, I'm not sure who they cast as Moon Knight. Keanu Reeves, I don't know.
Keanu Reeves, that'd be an intense Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's a good, a Batman? I really hope they stick with a white boy.
Ben Affleck comes back.
Yeah.
George Clooney. Val Kilmer.
Yeah, it's got to be someone. Just nah. I don't know who would be a good, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's too old.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's too Brad Pitt. Leonardo DiCaprio is too Leonardo DiCaprio.
You know Leonardo DiCaprio was cast in 2 different Spider-Man movies that fell through.
Really?
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey. Alright, well, there's not much to go on from there, so we're just going to move on.
Yeah.
Alison Brie is eyed to play She-Hulk in the She-Hulk TV show. Do you know Alison Brie?
Is she the one who...
She's from Community. She plays,
I like the name
Annie.
rings a bell.
Annie. You're the smart girl from Community?
Oh, from Community.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know who Alison Brie is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's meant to be
Sorry,
playing...
I was thinking Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yep, I got the girl.
Yeah, she's meant to be playing She-Hulk. Well, she's rumoured to play She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. So she'll be introduced into the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah, I back that. Yeah, cool.
Well, pretty much what She-Hulk. She's a woman version of Hulk. Like, she's like Professor Hulk because she can talk and be human, but in a Hulk form.
Right.
Let's move on. Mark Ruffalo is in talks to be in She-Hulk as Professor Hulk. Pretty standard stuff.
Yep.
Just to follow on the story.
You'd expect
You'd
he
expect
would be
it.
there. Yep.
But also Mark Ruffalo wants a Professor Hulk film. We haven't had a Hulk film since the Edward Norton one in 2008.
No, we haven't had a standalone. The most standalone thing he had was Thor Ragnarok.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like a Professor Hulk film, I'm not sure what
I don't know if Mark
with it.
Ruffalo could carry a film by himself.
Exactly.
Being real.
Exactly. Just because, not anything against Mark Ruffalo, it's just...
He's a great main actor, but side.
Yeah.
It's
not him. I think it's just the character of Bruce Banner and Hulk.
who he's played isn't worthy of a standalone film.
Unless it has him with someone else in the movie.
It's the same with who's that? The black guy who plays Iron Man's friend.
Oh, Rudy.
Yeah, imagine if that guy has a standalone film. I would not watch that.
That's true. I wouldn't watch that.
I put Hulk in that same category of even Hawkeye to an extent. I wouldn't.
I mean, Hawkeye's getting a TV show.
Yeah, and Hawkeye's is it old mate who's So old mate's doing his own TV show.
Yeah,
See, I'm a bit sus on that as well.
But the TV show is a passing of the torch to the next Hawkeye, who's going to be a girl.
Black Widow, I could totally see having her own movie.
Yeah, she's a sick character, and like with what they're doing with her and her Russian past will be awesome.
See, I think Hulk is great as having a standalone film with Thor.
Yeah,
like that kind of worked.
Yeah, I wonder if he's in Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't know.
You never know.
Alright, Marvel is eyeing Rami Malek to play the Silver Surfer in an upcoming project.
Oh, is that the Indian guy?
That's the guy who played Freddie Mercury in...
Oh, that guy. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I reckon he'd be pretty cool as Silver Surfer.
Yeah, no real opinion on that one. It's hard to say.
Back on the Fantastic Four, I feel like obviously a big villain in the Fantastic Four is Doctor Doom, and they haven't really made a good Doctor Doom because Doctor Doom in the comics is a world leader. He's a president of his own country, Latvia, he was actually Stan Lee's favorite villain because he loved the idea of a villain that can get away with anything he can do because he has diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
But if I had to cast anyone as Doctor Doom, I would cast probably Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender. My knowledge with actors is like, I feel like a 6 out of 10 spot, but I know who Michael Fassbender is.
Yeah,
I know
Magneto.
I know that guy. Yeah, he's good, Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he would be able to carry the role than one movie.
I mean, he did well with Magneto. Magneto and Doctor Doom are sort of in the same boat of types of villains. Like,
yeah,
they both kind of have the same motivation.
Yeah, it's true. Well, yeah.
All right. Captain Marvel 2 got confirmed.
Cool, exciting. Captain Marvel 1 was good.
Yeah, but this is the big part, and this is why we're talking about the X-Men. Henry Cavill is rumoured to play Wolverine in Captain Marvel 2.
Oh, sad face. That's a sad face reaction right there.
Yeah.
That's a Hugh Jackman's gone sad face react.
Yeah, but I feel like Henry Cavill, like, he'd be pretty good as a Wolverine, but like, you'd have to build him up in another film to actually have him have a solo film before that. That's why they're probably doing it in Captain Marvel. It's rumoured, but I reckon he'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good way to introduce the mutants. Only thing is, he's still Superman. Like, he still wants to play Superman. So, like, that's the only thing where I'm just like, I don't know how they're going to do it, but if they do...
Yeah, it is tough when you try, like... I don't know how that works with contracts, like being a part of two different universes.
It's the same thing with, what's it called? James Gunn. Because he just finished filming the Suicide Squad movie.
Well, I guess it's more, it's more visually.
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing the person on the screen and they become, it's like Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Like, he's Harry Potter, but at the same time, imagine him being in, like, Lord of the Rings as Frodo. And they're releasing those movies at the same time. You'd be like, what? Like, how do you get behind that actor and you see them as a certain thing? Harry Potter and Frodo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to go back on the Snyder Cut because I just want to show you this photo.
You and the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited.
You keep saying the word Snyder Cut.
Okay, so Zack Snyder
like
posted a photo on his Twitter, and it's I don't know what this is called, but it says on here, something cool with Batman, Superman, Lois Lane, and Martian Manhunter.
Let's see.
So,
seeing something cool with Zack Snyder dropped the prize reveal. Take however many it takes to get it awesome. Date TBD. Lol.
So they were going to introduce Martian Manhunter in the... Yeah. That's exciting. I'd be pretty keen to see him. He fun character, shapeshifter. But let's move on. Falcon and the Winter Soldier reveals propaganda posters. This is what they look like, because what Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the government, the US government gets a new person to be the new Captain America, whose name is
is that the plot?
The plot, yeah.
Yeah.
So like he's the new Captain America. He's called Captain America, but his nickname is US Agent. So they had these propaganda posters that says the Cap is back, John Walker. We know a Josh Walker.
Yeah, I was like, Josh Walker, what?
Oh.
We know a Josh Walker.
Yeah. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a bubble recently of like no big movies since Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a famine of movies.
Speaking of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it was rumored that they had filmed the entire series about a deadly virus that could be released,
and then the coronavirus.
Exactly. The coronavirus forced them to change it.
I do not have the coronavirus as of yet. Do you have it?
No.
The crazy thing is you could go literally out to the shops right now, and while everyone's walking around, it takes 4 weeks before symptoms start to reveal themselves. So people could be carrying it and still spreading it, but they are unaware that the symptoms are in them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So I could go out right now. Freaking, one of us could actually have it right now, and we don't know, which is a trip out.
I highly doubt that we do. The coronavirus isn't in Australia at the moment.
It is.
It is, really?
Yeah.
Isn't it in the Gold Coast or something?
It's in the Gold Coast, it's in Brisbane.
Oh, no.
Oh, Sean's face just dropped.
I wasn't expecting that. I should really watch
That's what I was talking about.
I should stop looking at movie news and start looking at the actual news.
Yeah. That's why I said that thing about we can go to the shopping centre, so we can have it right now.
Last week we were talking about how Tom Holland was talking about how they're probably going to make a new Back to the Future film, like a reboot, a remake.
Yeah.
But the man who created Back to the Future, Bob Gale, went on record saying, you don't sell your kids into prostitution, so why would I sell the rights to Back to the Future?
Jeez.
That's
a hectic analogy.
That's a hectic
Bob
analogy.
Gale.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Exactly. That is a very hectic.
Big boy Bob dropping.
Big boy Bob. Exactly. Just dropping it right there.
What the heck? So is he the producer?
He was. I think no. Steven Spielberg directed Back to the Future. I think he was the writer, the man who wrote Back to the Future.
Yeah. Writers are so opinionated and
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like that, hey.
They really do. Let's keep going. It's rumored that Black Panther 2 will start shooting in 2021 in our backyard in Australia.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That's cool. Yeah, they're going for a desert vibe. Going for a kangaroo vibe.
I think
some kangaroos.
I think they did film some of it in Australia for Black Panther 1.
Yeah, I could see it because it's obviously it's Africa, and I don't know if you've been to Africa.
I have.
Yeah, it is a similar landscape, and obviously filming in Australia would be a lot nicer.
Yeah, because that's what they did with Thor Ragnarok. They filmed a lot of it in Australia.
In Brisbane. Yeah.
In Brisbane too.
Yeah,
I know. My cousin met
Chris
Hemsworth.
I don't know if you've.
Yeah, I know. In Brisbane.
Standing there.
I know. One of my mates is in the scene. He's in the window and he's waving.
Really?
He's in the window and you just see him doing this. It's the funniest thing.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah. There is time to die, but in this moment, there's no time to die. And No Time to Die has a runtime of 2 hours and 43 minutes, making it the longest Bond film. We just sat and tried to watch a
Wait, how long?
Bond film. 2 hours and 43 minutes.
Who's playing Bond?
Daniel Craig.
Cool. I like Daniel Craig.
Mm.
What was the last Bond film?
Spectre.
Oh, yeah, Spectre was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was a bit of a letdown. It was a bit of a letdown.
It's no Skyfall.
It's no Skyfall.
To be fair, like, Skyfall wasn't even the best. I thought that dragged on a bit.
Yeah.
If I remember, like the whole house scene. And
Yeah.
everything, like.
But I feel like with that, but the villain in Skyfall was amazing.
What's
But
the villain again?
his name's Mr. Silver. But like he used to be an MI6 agent, used to be the leader's favorite,
Yeah.
and like. We're back. Sorry for the little interruption right there. What were we talking about? Sorry. Oh yeah, we're talking about Bond.
We're talking about the Bond films, and we're talking about bad guys. Bad guy from
Yeah, he
Mr. Silver.
Yeah, Mr. Silver. He had a false tooth that had a cyanide tablet in there. That's what spies do.
Oh yes, yeah,
And, like,
I remember that guy.
Yeah, and he did it in his whole mouth. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that actor was good.
he was good.
And then obviously I love one of my favorite actors, the guy who played that bad guy in Spectre. Shame Spectre wasn't like the best film.
Mm.
I do love that actor though. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
German
yeah.
guy?
I know his name. What is his name?
It's probably Hans or something.
No, it's not Hans. It's not Hans. What is his name? Von Schneider. I remember him because he's in the Green Hornet, and he's really funny. Even though the Green Hornet isn't a very good movie, he's like, my name is Chovnovsky, but I'm gonna change my name to Bloodnovsky. He's like, do you get it? Because blood is scary. And he's like, my name's Christoph Waltz. That's his name, Christoph Waltz.
That's it. Yeah.
But I didn't like how in Spectre they were just like, yo, all of the villains in the past movies, they're all because of me. I'm the ringleader, and you're like, that just ruins all the other movies and all the other characters' motivations. Like,
yeah.
I think they
were just trying a bit hard. They were trying to like make it really epic. Like, let's think of how we can make, and it just wasn't needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't like a build up to it. You know, it was just like very random, very out of place. Like they hadn't earned that.
Yeah.
There wasn't a build up in the last 3 films to
warrant
him to say that.
Yeah.
It was random. It didn't feel natural.
Yeah, it didn't feel any natural in the
Like
slightest.
obviously, like when you watch the Marvel films, you're like, Thanos. Yeah, he has a hand in a lot of this. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so when he says that, you're like, yeah, well, there was obvious hints that you were doing this.
Yeah.
Whereas he was just like, nah, yep, it was me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah. Like they had 10 years of build up for that movie, but there was no like clues that this guy was in it. They were just like, yeah, you know this guy, you know this guy, you know this guy. Yeah, they were all
They tried to
mindless.
justify it in the film, like, see this, but the audience didn't know that. The audience wasn't going to pick that up, and so
no one
it's a poor plot idea.
No one cares if you're the ringleader. Have a motive like
so
this.
put the film on a back foot.
His other motivation in the film, where it was just like, I need to get back at my brother because he became the golden boy, that's good enough. You don't need to be a ringleader of a big crime syndicate just to prove a point.
No.
Alright, a ride at Disney World sinks. Later this year, The Rock is releasing a Disney movie called The Jungle Cruise. And it's based on a ride at Disneyland called The Jungle Cruise. And I'll show you a video. The ride sunk, like it's a boat ride, and the ride just sunk into the water with people inside of it. Yeah.
What the heck?
So that's good promotional material for a movie.
Come watch our movie. It's a failure.
It's a failure. I think it has Emily Blunt in it, but I think it's not going to be very good. That's just my opinion.
I think it will be what you paid for.
Exactly.
It'll be a Disney film that's a filler. That's for some. It's like, you know what I mean? It's nothing special.
Okay. Yesterday, from the time that we're recording this, it was 3 years since the movie Logan came out.
Wow. What a movie that was.
That was
a great movie.
That should have been the movie that the X-Men movies ended on. Not Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. Dark penis.
Oh, it's the worst movie. It's the worst X-Men movie in history. I will stand by that. Like, have you seen it?
No, or maybe.
Awful.
Is that the one with the Egypt thing?
No, that's Apocalypse,
Oh,
and
that
that's
was-
also
That
bad.
was a fanger and a half.
The one that it came out last year, and like it was completely. There was a lot of bad things to that movie too because they reshot
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah.
The movie went for like an hour and a half, had no plot in it in the slightest. They had Jessica Chastain as a villain in it, but you don't even know what her name is in the movie, and like it's just a mess. And they're just because they're trying to do the Dark Phoenix storyline that didn't work out in The Last Stand, like the third X-Men movie. Tried to do it again. It's just awful.
Yeah.
Logan is just amazing.
Logan was a great film.
Yeah.
It was a great film. Such a shame. Hugh Jackman, I haven't seen him in anything else since, really.
Greatest Showman?
That was before
No, it wasn't.
Logan. Was it not?
No.
Are you sure?
2018?
Oh, yeah.
2018? Yeah, 2018. He has been in a few things. Little Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman.
Jack Hugh.
He was in a concert thing that went around Australia for a bit. Because I went to go see it last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on. Another news with good old Henry Cavill. He's rumoured to return as Superman in Shazam 2. I don't know if you've seen the first Shazam, but they had a body double dub as Superman come into the movie at the end.
Yeah, I think so.
It's really weird. So, like, throughout the entire movie, Billy Batson's friend is like, I want to have lunch with Superman because I'm a loner at school.
Yeah.
And, like, Shazam is at school and he's, like, sitting down with them and then Superman shows up at the end. It's like what they did in Spider-Man Far From Home where they're like, what the... And then they cut it.
Yeah.
It's
What did you think of Shazam?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
It
It wasn't like a world beater, but it
I
was
feel like when it comes to DC movies, Wonder Woman's at top,
yeah.
then Shazam, and then I'd have to say Shazam, and then I would probably have to say it's a tie between Aquaman and Birds of Prey. If you've seen Birds of Prey, yeah, it's really quite good.
I thought Birds of Prey was an absolute poo fest.
Really,
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was very, very funny for what it was.
Okay.
And the very bottom is Justice League. Which is saying something because Suicide Squad should be at the bottom. But anyway,
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams confirmed that Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker was a clone.
Boom.
Now, they kind of like hinted at this when they were just like, I made so many clones of Snoke and he was controlled by me. But if you were making a clone of yourself, why would you keep your like distorted face as the clone? Like, what the heck? Wouldn't you if like, even if you got
And
old...
why was he on life support if he was a clone?
Exactly. Like, why would you... Why would you, like, if you're making a clone of yourself, wouldn't you make a clone of yourself when you were, like, younger? Like, when you actually looked like a human being and not a ghoul?
Yeah. And what happened
Not-
was...
not-
so what
Not
did they do?
not like your
He
friend
cloned
who's on
himself.
cocaine?
Did he move his, like, what is it? Like, spirit
Yeah.
of being into
Yeah.
that new body? Why doesn't he just do that with, like, some fit, good-looking dude?
I don't know.
Why does he do that with a hot alien woman?
I don't know.
Like, imagine Palpatine rocking up and he's got like 5 boobs. It's like, I'm the Emperor.
But, yeah. I was just, like, really
I
confused
do what I want.
throughout the entire... like, when I saw this, I was like, what the heck?
I'm an underground sandcastle army.
Well,
I'll just appear on
he
the net.
looked like before his like little lightning accident in Revenge of the Sith, he looked normal, and then like, why would you go from looking normal to looking like your crack cocaine cousin? Like, I just don't understand.
Dramatic effect.
Dramatic
He
effect.
wanted it. So when they came, they were like, "Whoa, this guy's one ugly piece of ass."
Exactly, and I feel like, oh yeah, I just took a boomerang for the gram, you know.
Yeah, nice.
All right, let's continue. Judge Judy to end after 25 seasons. Now, I know you haven't watched Judge Judy.
Yeah,
I have a grandma that loves Judge
that's
Judy.
That's what I have to say about that.
Judge Judy it's like the savageness of Dr. Phil at sometimes, just in a courtroom. Like, if you watch like an episode of Judge Judy, she just roasts people all the time. There's like a woman who's just like, but
is she like a government approved
no
judge?
100% not.
Then what is she doing?
It's a TV show, mate. But it's really funny because there'll be like a person be like, my ex-husband looked at me funny, so I left him. She's like, are you an idiot? You're coming to me saying that your husband looked at you funny, so you divorced him, and you're trying to sue him and give him a restraining order for so much money. You're an idiot. And you're like, oh my gosh, someone actually told her straight.
She obviously was doing something well, like 25 years, you gotta give it to her.
She's very highly paid. She like gets so much money for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that'd just be so much fun. You just sit there and just roast people.
Is her real name Judy?
Yeah.
You'd hope so.
I'd hope so. That's my entire childhood.
Her real name was Judge.
Judge.
Then,
Judge, and her last name's Judy.
My name's literally Judge Judy.
Maybe in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's why they call him Doug Judy. It's like Judge Judy and Doug Judy. The perfect couple.
Graham Judy.
All right. From today, it's 443 days until The Matrix 4 comes out.
Ooh, that's a lot of days.
That's a lot of days. But I will go.
Is Keanu Reeves coming?
Yep.
Back? Oh baby.
Like, I will go on record saying that I hate The Matrix movies.
Okay.
I watched. No. I liked the first one.
Yeah, the first one's great.
The first one's great.
Do not poo on the first one.
I loved the first one. I did feel like the first one went a little too long.
The second and third one are forgettable. Yes.
Yeah, the second and third one, I watched it and I was like, this is so boring. Yeah. How can you sit there and watch this?
Yeah, no, I agree. But the first one was good.
First one was good.
Yes.
Excited. Definitely going to go see it. Probably will poo on it, but doesn't matter. The Szechuan sauce from Rick and Morty, which was a 1999 exclusive for the Disney movie Milan when that came out, is being released in New Zealand for the...
So do Macca's sell that?
Macca's, yeah.
Yeah.
Macca's will be released in New Zealand for the upcoming Milan film. Now, I don't know about you, but I booked my Auckland tickets for the week.
Yeah.
When Rick and Morty, because Rick and Morty has such a big fan following, when they made that joke about the Szechuan sauce,
it went off.
It went off, and people like messaging them, and like McDonald's sent like Adult Swim like a full bottle of Szechuan sauce. Did you see that?
No.
The funniest thing, like the guy who does the voice of Rick and Morty and all those guys,
the makers, yeah.
They got this big tub that says thank you for all your support. Please stop messaging us about the Szechuan sauce. Here's a big cup of the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, get it up.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to find it. Oh yeah, they sent him that, like this big thing is on there, like a big thing of Szechuan sauce from McDonald's.
What the heck? What? I've never had Szechuan sauce. I'm assuming you've never had it.
I've never had it.
I wonder what it tastes like. I love sweet and sour.
Like, from what I know, it's apparently the best sauce that McDonald's have ever made.
That's what they all say. It's a myth at this point.
It's a myth. They didn't even release it in Australia, and we'll be like, we'll test it.
Like what?
We'll have, if it gets released in Australia, we'll have a full 1 hour episode of us eating.
It's the whole like low commodity kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because they only give it out in teeny samples, everyone's like, this is the best sauce ever. But if they like made it like barbecue sauce and it was just there,
I hate the barbecue sauce at McDonald's.
Then everyone would just be like, yeah, it's average. You know what I mean?
Alright. Let's move on before we continually talk about the Szechuan sauce for the next 40 minutes. Vin Diesel says that Fast 10
we
will
can
be
go
a
to the next point, honestly. I just think it's a waste of my breath to talk about Fast and Furious.
You know, the Fast and Furious ninth film, it's so stupid because in the first movie it was all about like some drag races, and they expect us to believe that Dominic Toretto's brother, the entire time while Dom was like he would steal cash registers and drag race all the time, was a secret spy and an assassin. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And, like, that's the one part, but why make the 10th film a two-parter? Wouldn't that just make it Fast 10?
Why make a film? Stop. It is trash movie. It's trash Hollywood movies. Did
you see Hobbs and Shaw?
No.
Hobbs and Shaw was the weirdest movie ever. I think it's the weirdest and unrealistic one out of the entire Fast and Furious series, and that's really saying something.
Fast and Furious, after like number 2 or 3, I don't even know, they became the fast food of the movie industry. People just consume brainless activity. Yeah. They're just watching action happen in front of them.
And physics does not affect them.
Oh.
You cannot drive a car through 3 buildings. You cannot do that.
There's like number 5 where it's just like ridiculous. I forget what it was. Like they launched over this big chasm or something. Do you remember that? Yeah. And I was like, what? It's like at this point, this movie is no longer action. It's a fantasy movie.
But then, like in the last one,
Hobbits are going to start walking around.
The Rock just
Goblins
like
are going to drive their car.
The Rock just sits there and he just pulls like a concrete seat out of the wall and starts doing like lifts with it. And then like when they're doing like the prison break, he's getting shot with beanbag. Like I don't know if you know like with in prisons that so that they don't kill anyone, they will use beanbags in their weapons so that when it shoots out, it will just hit them. A shotgun bullet has so much power with a beanbag, and The Rock just gets shot with it, and he's like, "Yep, I'm fine.
Do you have original PlayStation 1 console here?
Yeah.
What games do you have on that?
Whole bunch of games.
Why didn't you say that earlier?
We'll play it after the podcast. It's just a stupid movie, and like Dominic has like superhuman strength. He can lift a car by himself.
Honestly,
I mean, we were at church the other week, and I'm not gonna say the person's name, but like they got their car stuck on a part, like a concrete part. Yeah. It took like 5 guys to lift the car. Like we couldn't lift the car up, but we had to like bunny hop the car off of the concrete part.
Oh yeah, cars are so heavy. Like they're not.
Yeah. It's just pretty funny. Let's move on. The Batmobile, the new Batmobile got released today. In a photo, I'll show you. The director Matt Reeves, like he first of all showed the Batsuit a few weeks ago, but he just showed today the new Batmobile.
Okay.
They're going with that
vibe.
A Mad Max sort of vibe with the car. It looks sick.
I like that. That's cool.
It looks sick.
Yeah. Okay.
The costume looks a bit crap. Like if you've seen the costume on the motorbike, like that looks pretty cool. That costume was pretty cool. But the costume that they had a few days ago that they released of Batman on a motorcycle just looks hot trash. Like here it is.
Hot trash, baby.
Like.
Yeah. It looks like the impersonators from The Dark Knight.
Exactly. I'm excited to see this Batmobile. I saw a post on Instagram, which we might talk about now, where they were talking about like the different types of Batmobiles that we could see in the Batman movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we'd see the whirly bat, which is like a helicopter. Pretty stupid. The Bat Train. Why would Batman have a train? Yeah. Bat Boat. I feel like that'd be
Bat Boat.
Bat Boat.
These are some really original names.
I don't even know what that is. Gypro. Bat Sub. Oh, of course it's going to be a Batmobile. Bat Subway Rockets. This is so stupid.
What the heck?
I love to see any of those, but like I feel like they wouldn't.
Bat Subway Rockets got me hooked. I want to see a movie.
Alright, Orlando Bloom is being rumoured to return to the Pirates of the Caribbean film, but Johnny Depp is not.
Oh, just so sad.
I didn't like the last one.
Oh, I didn't like the last one.
I feel like the last one was like, whoa, you're my daughter.
And even number 3 wasn't the best, but
they
it was still like it still felt like it was part of the series.
They clearly cast that last woman in the role just for her looks. Yeah. Literally the entire movie.
This is number 4, hey?
No, number 5. Number 5.
Have I seen number 5?
Number 5 was Dead Man Tell No Tales.
What's it about?
There's like a pirate ship with like people who are actually dead going after Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I might not have seen that.
Oh, well, pretty much they cast this woman in the role, and she's like meant to be this smart scientist person, but the entire movie she's wearing like really revealing clothes, like her boobs are out for most of it, and like,
yeah,
they clearly cast her for.
Well, look,
I'm
not looking forward to this number 6. I'll just say put it that way.
All right, let's move on. We got some video game news. So it's been rumored for years that they're making a Batman Arkham game.
Yes.
Which, have you played any Batman Arkham games?
No, but I've watched them.
They were really good.
I've heard really good stuff about them.
And pretty much there's Rocksteady who made Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
And then Warner Brothers Montreal who made Arkham Origins, who are making the new Arkham game. But it may not be, and they've released that it may not be an Arkham game. It may be a new series. What I'm thinking about with this is that the Arkham games are really good. Like, if you watch the entire series, there's a clear cut. Like, even though they overused the Joker versus Batman storyline so much, like the Arkham Asylum, Joker takes over the asylum. Arkham City, Joker is sick and dies. But then in Arkham Origins, which is the origin part, we're gonna have a change. It's gonna be Black Mask, who is the villain in Birds of Prey. He's gonna be the villain in this. Spoiler alert! He turns out to be the Joker. And then in the last one, Arkham Knight, they're like, okay, this is the sequel to Arkham City. Joker's dead. He can't be in the movie. Guess what? In the game. Sorry, he's in the game.
Can't have it's the Arkham series. You can't not have the Joker in that.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be pretty good. Batman versus Joker is probably the simplest storyline you can have because they're two sides of the same coin. They both almost identical except for the fact that Batman doesn't kill and Joker does.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between the two. They're the exact same, and that's why they work perfectly together. Let's review GoldenEye!
Yeah, baby. Woo.
Now, when watching this movie, you can just tell it's a 90s movie.
Yeah, we were discussing that. We were saying, it's just that it's that classic 90s movie with the all the CGI, what was important to them in that era, like the Russians.
But it's just like
America.
Who is a bad country that we can use as a villain? The Russians.
Nowadays it'd be like North Korea or China or
North
something.
Korean, Iran.
Oh yeah, Iran.
Like
release terrorists.
Yeah. But every character in this movie is just such a stereotype.
Yeah.
Like Russian woman, she is a psychotic killer. Russian leader is a psychotic man.
Yeah, I love the film just for the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
There are some ridiculous moments, like the opening scene. James Bond is driving a motorbike after a plane that goes off a cliff face and is barreling down into the depths, and he somehow he weighs more than the plane and catches a plane falling to gravity. Explain that. You can't. But anyway, he manages to catch this plane midair whilst it's falling, get in the plane, and then pilot it just in the nick of time to get it out from hitting the bottom of the valley. Exactly. That's just crazy.
Yeah, and then there's even before that where he's like, he bungee jumps off of the top of this big ravine and then like uses a grappling hook to like bring himself all the way down.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Why? And then he like has like the reason why I like the new Bond films is because they're actually realistic. Like they don't.
But the thing is, I guess you gotta have the mindset. I'm going into this Bond film, and I'm knowing it's gonna be ridiculous.
No, but I went into this Bond film thinking that this is being told as the best Bond film by this particular actor, and I was like, okay, because I saw Die Another Day, and Die Another Day is awful.
I have not seen
It's
it.
awful. Like you can't explain how awful it is. Like we think Quantum of Solace is bad. You have not seen anything until you have seen Die Another Day. Like, they got Madonna to sing the song for Die Another Day, and I'm just gonna find it real quick. It's so bad. Die Another Day. Yeah, wait, here it is.
Alright. No.
Oh, no.
What year was it released?
Like 1999, and I think I just accidentally. Yep, we're gonna do another clip test. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Okay.
After he played Madonna.
Die another day. Die another day. Oh, it's just bad. It's just a bad movie.
But GoldenEye, I enjoyed it. Honestly, I would happily have watched the rest of that. I think I just was time conscious, so I wanted to.
Yeah,
smack it out
but
of
they
it.
got he was fighting this woman in the movie who like was a Russian woman. She plays
sex
Jean-
strangler.
The sex strangler, exactly.
Yeah.
And like she like jumped on top of him, wrapped her legs around him so she couldn't move, and he just drops her onto like the steamer in the sauna
burns her butt.
and
Grills
just
her
burns
butt.
her bum,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh. I was
And then
in
she
the-
was like all animalistic about it. She's like, like gritting her teeth, but also
She
like I kind of like that.
But
and you're like, what is wrong
I was
with
so
you?
confused in that first part
Oh.
because she just comes in and she's like seducing him. He has a gun pointed at her. She kisses him. What does he do? I'm just gonna throw my gun away. I feel like I don't need this anymore. Throws the gun away. Then they start fighting. She like is trying to force herself on top of him.
When that lady first comes into the film, you're like, oh yeah, she's like a cool chick
Like-
who's
like,
just like a bit like
They're
a bit of a
driving like an
boss.
Aston Martin versus
Yeah,
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
A Ferrari. The new film coming out next year, the sequel to Ford versus Ferrari, Aston Martin versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
Starring
Crazy
Christian
psycho.
Bale.
Sorry.
Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Have you seen that?
No.
In Team America World Police. That Team America World Police is the most messed up movie ever. They use puppets throughout the entire
Yeah,
thing,
I've heard.
and they got they pretty much just made fun of most actors, and they got Matt Damon. They didn't get Matt Damon, but they got one that's Matt Damon. All he said was Matt Damon. He's like Matt Damon, Matt Damon, Matt Damon. But
Oh.
I just they're like going against each other in a Ferrari, and then they do a blackjack match, and then she like sex strangles the guy to death.
Where do you think this movie ranks in the James Bond films?
I'd say somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, same.
Just because like some of the older Bond movies are pretty stupid. Like when Sean Connery was in the role, he like there was one movie where like he pretended to be a Asian man. He like disguised himself as an Asian man throughout the entire movie.
Who is the most iconic Bond actor?
Probably Sean Connery, if anything, because he's the first. Daniel Craig.
I was gonna say Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig is the best out of all of them, but I feel like Sean Connery.
For me, Daniel Craig is James Bond, not Sean Connery. But I guess I've grown up on those films.
Yeah,
But
I feel like all the other Bond actors, like if you look at them, they really don't look like spies. They're not really built up. Like Daniel Craig looks like a beast. He looks like he would beat someone in a
This
fight.
guy is a bit of a misogynist.
Yeah.
The guy in Goldeneye, but he does kind of look like a spy. I guess.
Yeah, but he fully like
He's a bit of a sex freak.
Yeah, I know. He fully like there was like a woman. He was like driving in the Aston Martin. He like
just, like-
parks the car and he opens up his like glove box and he has his cooler and he's got like champagne in the car and just starts kissing the girl. We like started having a joke in this movie. We're just like, if you open it up in your car, be like, hey, you want some Frogo? I got some Frogo in my car. Got some frozen Coke in my car. Just you open up, just ice going everywhere. The cooler.
Just like, James!
Now my desire.
And frozen Coke.
And you got like the champagne glass, and then you just like, would you like some frozen Coke?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Bond. And you just pour the frozen Coke into the cup.
Oh,
That is what I would have in my car.
I think I spilled it.
That's how you seduce women, people. Frozen Coke.
Okay.
Even though I know nothing about
Aston Martin's great combo.
This is weird what we're talking about. Let's move on.
Yeah. We transgress.
All right. We're gonna be playing a little ranking game right now. We're gonna be talking about the different bat suits and the different Batmobiles, just to hype up for the Batman movie. So I'm gonna name. So let me just think in my head real quick about how many Batman suits there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do you have the photos of this?
10, 11. I will bring them up as we go. So there's 10. So there's the original Adam West Batman suit, which is that.
Oh, that's a bit of a seer.
A bit of a seer. But it's better than the nipples.
Than the nipples?
The nipples. Have you not heard about the nipples?
I've not.
The nipples in the Batsuit. So
Oh, yeah. Hello.
that's Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer with the nipples in the Batsuit. That's one of the suits. Then he has another suit at the end that doesn't have the nipples.
That just reminds me of the Batman action figures I had.
But let's go into George Clooney's. George Clooney Batman. This one iconic for the nipples. The nipples.
Bring on the nips.
Ready? There's one. And where's the other suit? Oh, well, that's a better version of that. And then the other suit is right there.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously Ben Affleck, Christian Bale. Last one is, what is his name? Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton Batman.
Michael Keaton was a Batman?
Yeah, he was the first. This Batman.
Wow.
He had 2 suits, so he had that's from the second one.
Yeah.
But fun fact about this Batman, the boots that he used in this movie were Air Jordans.
Huh. Cool.
It's really funny.
Yeah, okay, cool. I like that last Batman suit. That's cool.
Alright, well let's just talk rather than rank them, let's just talk about them equally. So let's start off with the first one.
Let's just rate him out of 10, I reckon, as we see
Okay.
him.
Alright, let's look at the Adam West suit.
Okay, so obviously it's the first Batman, take a bit of... It's just ridiculous.
It's the sleazy 60s. The sleazy 60s.
He just looks fat. Look, I'm gonna be generous and say a 5 out of 10.
No, I remember Adam West was in a episode of The Big Bang Theory where they were talking about the bat suits, and then he's like, all those guys just use like muscles on their suits. My suit was just grade A West. And it just made me laugh. I was like, I'm gonna give it a 6 because I think the bat suit in that just worked well. Let's go on to the next one, which was Michael Keaton. Let's go with the first one, the first movie from the first Batman.
I'd give that a 7.
I like it.
Or an 8. 7 or an 8.
The only thing is,
I don't like
that
the gold belt.
Really, I like the gold belt. I really think that the muscles in it just seem like
a bit over the top.
The cape kind of goes to his like chest area.
I like that though. It's kind of cool.
I remember in the movie because when he first showed up, he's like lifts up the guy and he goes, he's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Batman."
All right, I'll give that an 8.
And then this is the suit from the second movie.
Yeah.
I give that an 8. It's good suit. Good suit. Let's go to the bad one. Val Kilmer.
Wait, give me some more options here.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's a bit of a...
Yeah, I feel like those abs are just unrealistic.
A bit ridiculous.
They're a bit ridiculous for a Batman movie.
I'd say...
I'm gonna give that a 4, honestly.
I'll give it a 5.
A 4? Alright. And then this is the second suit that he used in the movie. Sort of like a silvery one. Bit weird.
Maybe, 5. 5 or a 6.
I feel like abs do not look like ovals.
Look like stepping stones.
All right, stepping stones exactly. Let's move on to George Clooney.
A 6.
Yeah, or a 6 really. I'm gonna give that a 4 again. Those nipples, man, the nipples are just weird. And
That's a 4.
but I think the worst
hate
part
that.
about this Batman thing is that not only did they give the men nipples on their suits, they gave the Batgirl nipples on the suit, which just seems really, really bad. It just seems really bad.
Times are changing. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's move on to the first Christian Bale Batman suit.
Oh, baby. Oh, is there better ones?
Yeah, I'll find a better one. There's not really much. Let's go with this. I feel like this one's really cool. I love the big. One thing that I didn't really like about the newer suit in Batman, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises was because I loved the bat crest on this.
Yeah, I know. It was sick. I'd give that an 8.
I'd give it an 8.
Or a 9. That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, and then let's go to the Batman, Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises suit.
That's a bit intense. Maybe a 6 or a 7.
I'm gonna give that an 8. I feel like that like for what it is, it's
7.
a military grade suit. Like this is the most realistic Batman out of all of them. Like,
I love the movies.
If
They're
you
my
were
favourite
fighting
movies.
villains every single night, you need like a really military-esque suit, which is what this is, and I really like it.
I'd say 7.
All right, let's move on to the Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's get a better photo. No, I love this suit. And when you they didn't put any muscles in that. That's pure him. In that.
8.
Yeah, he's a beast. That boy. He is a beast. But what do you think of the Superman fighting suit? This one.
That's pretty cool.
For what it is,
Yeah,
where
it's
he's
pretty
facing
cool.
Superman.
It reminds me a bit of Iron Man 1 vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the last suit was the one that he used in Justice League. Let me just find it real quickly. It's this one here, where he has goggles and he has a bit more muscles on there.
Nah, that's a step down.
Step down?
In my opinion. Yeah, 6.
And last but not least, Robert Pattinson Batman. They've only released a few photos of the Batsuit in this. Let me just find bits and pieces. They haven't released much with it. So they released this, which is the photo of him on the motorcycle. Love the chest logo. The cowl.
The head
is a fat nose.
It looks like a bumblebee.
It looks like a bumblebee. He looks like in the first Amazing Spider-Man what he used for his eyes was sunglasses. This is what he looks like. He looks like he just used
literally.
But then this is the other suit. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Then this was what they released in the first place, which is like a little bit like that.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's not bad. But I love what they did with the chest piece, because the chest piece looks like the gun like a gun, like a gun on his chest. Like let me find a good photo. Let's go back to this one. Like it looks like a gun the gun that killed his parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's move on to the next one, the Batmobiles. So, the 1966 Batmobile is probably one of my favorites. I think the only bad Batmobiles were Val Kilmer and George Clooney, because I just feel like they were just bad. Like this looks sick. Can you imagine rolling up in that whip?
That just reminds me of Batman and Robin right there.
Yeah, exactly. Nostalgic, very cool.
8 out of 10.
Now let's go to. I will just continually say these are just my favorites because they're so cool. Like, look at this.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was going to go to my formal in this car. I was going to go into the formal in the 1989.
That's a vibe. That's a 9 vibe. 9 out of 10 vibe.
Yeah. Let's go to Val Kilmer's Batmobile. Bit of a weird one.
Bit of an arachnid looking thing.
Yeah, it's got a lot. It's got a lot going on with it.
I'd say a 6.
6.
Yeah.
But are you ready to see a really, really weird one?
Yeah, I'm keen.
Okay.
I'm always keen. Oh my god, that I owned that as like a kid.
You own this one?
Like a little toy, yeah.
I'll try and... Yeah, it's a bit... I think it's a bit weird. I think it's a bit weird, honestly.
Yeah, it's a 5.
And then, obviously, there's
Christian
the...
Bale's. Christian Bale's one.
Yeah, there's the Tumblr. Tumblr Batman. Big tank. Big boy tank.
That's sick.
Definitely what Batman would use in real life. He would use tank.
Yeah, and it flies. It's a 9.
It flies?
Yeah. Have you seen Dark Knight Rises?
That's not the same one. It got destroyed in the Dark Knight.
Oh, well, it has a motorbike.
And probably this one is probably my favorite one. Just because I love the look of it. This.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know, Zack Snyder, I saw a video, Zack Snyder rocked up to Comic-Con in that. he rocked up to... He drove the car into Comic-Con. He drove that into Comic-Con. And obviously, we just looked at the last one. Pretty sick.
We'll see, We'll see what we think when it comes out.
Alright. I guess that really kind of ends this off. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been nice, been fun.
Yeah. Okay.
And, see you guys later.
See you guys later. Bye.